Welcome to Simcoe Holistic Health, Ontario's first, Canada's favorite medical marijuana clinic. We are your partner in your healthcare journey. Our commitment: to provide an affordable, patient-friendly experience for the evaluation and treatment of those conditions that are suitable for medical marijuana therapy. Although we believe this short video will answer most of your questions, our team is here to support you with any other questions you may have. We realize this may be your first experience with medical marijuana, and so we'd like to briefly go over a few things, including medical use, the different strains, plant profiles, methods of consumption, and legal authorization. Marijuana, weed, pot, grass, cannabis are all synonymous. You may have heard about different cannabis strains, species, and varying concentrations. Selecting and understanding the right strain can be a daunting task, but let's start by talking about the endocannabinoid system, also known as ECS. It is a group of endogenous cannabinoids and receptors located in the brain and throughout the body, consisting of neuromodulatory lipids and their receptors. These naturally occurring compounds have been associated in a growing number of physiological functions, with the most well-understood molecules being anandamide, AEA, and 2-arachidonoglycerol, 2-AG. As science and research begin to understand and continue to advance the treatment of medical conditions with cannabis, new cannabinoids and their effects are being discovered. The most widely understood and now medically acknowledged are THC and CBD. THC is the most well-known psychoactive cannabinoid in cannabis today. Its wider range of medical treatments may include CBD is the second most common cannabinoid known today. Its wider range of medical treatments may include, like the cannabinoids we consume with medical cannabis, CBD and THC interact with the same receptors to regulate significant body functions, as well as a range of therapeutic effects in disease and pathological conditions. The cannabinoids attach to CB1 and CB2 receptors in our bodies embedded in cell membranes. When these receptors are stimulated, a variety of physiological processes take place. THC is drawn to CB1 receptors. CB1 receptors are primarily found in the brain, spinal cord, and reproductive organs. When stimulated, these CB1 receptors produce a feeling of euphoria, a common side effect of cannabis use. CB2 receptors are primarily found in the immune system, digestive tract, liver, heart, lungs, and spleen. CBD is connected to CB2 receptors and functions as an anti-inflammatory agent. Cannabis strains are either purely dominant or hybrid, with most species being developed to intensify specific characteristics for treatment of different medical conditions. Indica-dominant strains have a pine, skunky smell or a sugar, sweet, fruity aroma. The organic compound alpha-pinene, found in pine trees as well as rosemary and sage oils, provides a relaxing effect on the user, proving it very useful for treating anxiety, body pain, and sleeping disorders. In general, indica-dominant strains are commonly prescribed as a nighttime treatment for pain and insomnia, as it's relaxing and calming in nature. Indica also helps relieve spasms, reduce seizures, relieve headaches, stress, and general anxiety. Sativa-dominant strains, on the other hand, have a woodsy, grassier odor, which evokes an energetic and uplifting cerebral high. Because of the increased energy and creative urge that many users experience, this strain is most often prescribed for daytime use. In general, sativa strains are beneficial in fighting depression, increasing focus and creativity, as well as providing a sense of well-being and ease. Hybrid strains are a blend of both indica and sativa species, often providing pain relief in addition to a general calming effect without the drowsiness. Licensed producers are continually developing new hybrid strains to best meet patients' healthcare needs and specific ailments. Now let's talk about the methods of consumption. When you hear cannabis, what do you think of? Smoking it? That's the image that comes to mind for most people. However, there are actually several different ways it can be consumed. Each method serves a different function and may or may not be appropriate for you based on your individual needs. The basic methods of delivery are inhalation and ingestion. With inhalation, the cannabis vapor enters the lungs and are then absorbed into the bloodstream. There are two methods for cannabis inhalation: smoking and vaporization. Vaporizing is the most beneficial choice, as it heats the cannabis to a consistent temperature high enough to release the THC, CBD, and other cannabinoids as a steam air inhalation. Smoking, the most commonly associated use of cannabis. It's probably what you thought of earlier when I asked you to think about it. It has limitations on receiving the medicinal value of the cannabis with an approximate efficiency of 10 to 20%. Thus, the health risks associated with smoking are eliminated through vaporizing. The odor is greatly reduced. Vaporizing has a 90% efficiency in medicinal value as compared to the 10% received through smoking. Some patients prefer not to receive their medicinal cannabis through inhalation methods and would rather ingest it. Ingestible cannabis, known as edibles, is often given in the form of ingestible oils and infused with foods and drinks. The golden rule with edibles is to start low and go slow. See, unlike other methods of consumption, edibles have to be metabolized in the body and can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to take effect. However, the effects can then last several hours. Another option for patients involves using liquid cannabis extract in the form of oil. Some patients like this method for its long-acting effects and dosage control. Since oils are recommended to be placed under the tongue and directly enter the bloodstream, titration is generally recommended because the cannabis oil is highly concentrated. It is recommended that patients take it on an empty stomach. Oils can take 30 minutes to 2 hours to take effect, but effects can last up to 6 hours. Now let's talk about the legal aspects of medical marijuana use. Under current regulations, you can access medical marijuana from a licensed producer when prescribed by a healthcare practitioner. Licensed producers are required to meet strict security and quality procedures. A list of licensed producers can be found on Health Canada's website. Your authorization to possess marijuana for medical purposes is provided by your licensed producer. This is customarily received with your first shipment. This can consist of a prescription bottle, shipping document, and identification card. Patients registered with a licensed producer are allowed to possess no more than 30 times the daily amount indicated by their healthcare practitioner, up to 150 grams. As a Simcoe Holistic Health patient, you must adhere to current regulations and the treatment agreement between you and our healthcare practitioner. Health Canada conducts routine inspections of licensed producers of marijuana for medicinal purposes to ensure they comply with regulations. Non-compliance will lead to enforcement from Health Canada, including but not limited to warning letters, seizures, license suspension, revocation, and prosecution. There are many benefits to getting your cannabis from a regulated licensed producer. These companies are multi-million-dollar corporations that are focused on the highest quality pharmaceutical-grade production of safe, affordable, and consistent medicine. The future of cannabinoids in therapeutic use is endless. We have only just scratched the surface. Thank you for choosing Simcoe Holistic Health as your healthcare partner. Our relationship has just begun, and we are always here to help you with any issues or concerns you may have. This video and other useful information is on our website, and a patient care handbook will be provided during your appointment.